Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see how long you last. Mind you, this chick is the baddest broad. Like she gonna get the money out of me. So she was like, "Look, let me just." So I finished packing, and she was like, "Let me just dance for you, right?" So I was like, "Okay, whatever. I ain't doing shit." So I'm chilling, right? So she started doing like a little sexy dance. She started taking off her clothes, right? I was like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa!" And then she took off her clothes, and then let me suck your dick. I was like, "Oh, whoa, 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 time out, time out! I told you I can't do that, right?" So she started like sucking up my nipples and kissing me all over. Next thing I know, I like, so all right, you just suck my dick. I'm not gonna come, right? Usually it takes a little time, but this chick sucked my dick so good. I was like, wait a minute, stop. I'm not gonna, whoa. And she started laughing. But I told you I would get the money out of you. So then I was like, wait, let's try this. I think that was a fluke. Let's try this. So she was saying it again. I was like, well, stop. Time out. So she did 3 times in a row, like got me to the point of climax. And then she said, you know what? Let's have sex. And she turned it up, doggy style, and I ain't gonna laugh on this shit. So I had sex with her, boom, busted out. So I was like, okay, I gave her my money I had. I gotta go get some more money at the bank because my girl's coming and she got the money out of me, right? So then I go to the bank. I didn't go, I went by myself. So first I went and got some food, ate my food, and my buddy was like, "Want to ride?" The guy that rented me the apartment to tell you what to ride. Nah, I'm just cruising. Yeah, I'm going to the bank, and that's one night he said, "Yeah, I think you just ride with me." So that happened. And so I said, "Fuck it, I know I'm cool. I know I'm in a block radius." So I walked down the street, went to the bank. So now I realize eyeballs was on me. So as soon as you go to the teller, everybody got eyes. So now it's either they gonna rob me or they're gonna try to do something to get the money out of me. So I was like, I'm walking around like naive, right? Not my bat sense didn't go off. Like there was a threat. But I was things were running through my head. Like it's sprinkling and nobody's out here on the street but the criminals. So like the regular crowd wasn't on the street. So I was like, I gotta get some souvenirs. So then I was walking like aimlessly different directions, right? So then I was on my way down my street going to my apartment. And then this dude came out from behind the cars. He had a candle, right? And he said something in Portuguese. I don't know what he said. But then he said something about dinero. Well, I knew they would even say something about money. And then I was like, oh, you're like, you want me to like give you some free money or something, right? So I said, I ain't got no money on me. And it's like, you probably already knew I went to the bank. So I'm like, no, I ain't got no money. So I really was like, you just so bum, like, I don't got no money, leave me alone, and then you ain't paying attention to what's going on, to your surroundings. So I was like looking for the souvenir place, and then dude said, Gennaro. He said it again. And I was looking at him, so I looked down at him, I'm like, yo, man, what the fuck are you talking about? I told you I ain't got no money. So then he pulled out a gun, like he was under his shirt. He put it like a gun. So I was like, oh shit. Oh, Gennaro, that's what you want. So, finally, I saw the movie City of God. That's where people in Brazil, like, there's gangsters, and when they rob you, they be in groups. So you may see one, and then the other ones are hiding out, in case something jump off. So the dude, he said, give me your money. So I brought the cell phone out. I said, phone? And he said, Arrow. And I said, oh, you want the money. So I had the money in one pocket. So I was like trying to split the money up, like dig it in my pocket while I'm talking to it. And like, I try to like split the money up, like don't give him everything. And then so I said, well, it's all crumpled up together, right? So I pulled it out. So I gave it to him. And then he started killing the money right in front of me. Like he was like right there at my reach, right? So I was thinking, I can knock this thing out, just clock his ass, beat his ass right here. But then I was like thinking, I'm like, well, they usually run in numbers. Then the only things they come out and whip my ass, or he made me some karate and beat my ass, So I'm like, it ain't worth $80. I'll be out here exploiting this shit. So fuck, I went back to the room, and so, but funny, I told him, he was like, nigga, why'd you wait for me, man? You can't go out the street by yourself. I was like, yeah, he got me something. I was fucking looking for souvenirs and shit. But, it was crazy like that. I'm going down the beach in the morning, like just jogging to get some exercise. There's one chick, she raises up on her towel and she's like, hey, like, get my attention. She said, want to hang up later on? And she was, of course, she was bad too, right? I like, give me your number. I'll see what I'm not promising nothing. It was like that. It's like you bombarding from everybody. If nobody's asking for an answer, nothing, they ask for a second. You're just like, look, I can't have sex. I'm done. I'm cool. I'm ready to leave out here. That's how shit is. And then it's like, but you look at all these beautiful girls.
No.
Are you listening?
Yes, I'm listening to you, Charles.
He talking to I'm like, here's some bubbling and shit. But anyway, that was about escapade. I'm sure this is great. You went with your girl down in the Caribbean. You was like, you had me dying. I was like, I can't stop laughing. And you came back like, Charles, I had so much fun. Me and my girl, she gave me the stuff to do. And he said, his heart is smiling. I was like, what? What did you say? He said his heart is smiling. I was like,
oh, you being funny, Charles. You trying to talk about Sean in Barbados. I brought him over here, Charles, and showed him a good time at that cabin, and honey, he say he never been treated like that before. His heart is smiling. That's what he said, Charles. Lord Ed is saying the same thing too.
I don't know, in a different way.
Yeah.
See, when they talk Portuguese, it's like it's mixed with Spanish, French. See, in Rio, that's the main city. And so you got different influences to the Portuguese. So if you're from the lower states, lower part of the state, it's like German. So whoever they're around, that language mixes with the Portuguese. So that's why my people say it's really difficult. So, but the Portuguese, like my wife, she can understand Spanish. She can understand Spanish because that's a part of Portuguese. So you can talk Spanish or you can talk whatever other different language, and she can pick that all up. But I was like, hey, whatever, But it's like they talk French part. It's like Jose, da da da. And I'm like, oh my God. It sounds so, like when you hear a person talk French, it's just like, oh my God, it sounds so sexy and shit, right? I don't know what they're really saying, but, then it's like, whatever. But see, like I said, like, that was my previous life, just like, you gotta find a way to, well, see, we don't have the same belief because I know you. Every time I mention God, you got something else to say. So I'm just the words you say when I say things. Like he was asking me why you ain't got no Christian life like this. I'm like, well, I found God, and then like even like.
But see, but Charles, you calling it freaky, and I didn't say the word freaky. I was just saying, what's wrong with you being in situations that is, and maybe my interpretation of you having fun or exploring your options, maybe I have a milder response to what you actually mean and think, because like for an example, I told you I got a little boo right now, and we're having conversations that I never really had with a male partner that I was involved with. We're talking about sex magic, we're talking about tantra, touching. How do you know these? You gotta explore these things. Otherwise, I feel like, Charles, I'm living through all of you guys. Y'all done lived life. At least you know what you want from what you don't want. The worst thing, you get what I'm saying? The worst thing to do is have a vanilla life, and then you step out there and realize, damn, I just been living, but know all this stuff exists. I'm not saying you have to partake in. Yeah.
I saw Blackberry, Charlie, Cherry, those times, and that book is going to pool. In the pool and shit. I done said everything, but it's like, that don't define me. That don't appeal to me anymore. I just want a regular situation with the woman that actually loves me. I thought our love would grow, but it didn't grow. You know, there were women that before I even went to Brazil, I got pissed off with the women in America. And it was like, you know, I can't find a solid relationship. See, when I was younger, when I was in college stuff, you know, I was in a fraternity and I had women, multiple women, right? But then when I started getting serious, like I just want to settle down, all the women would just want to play. They just want to have casual sex. You know, don't they go nowhere. So then I was like, you know, I'm ready to find somebody serious, have kids with, chill out. And then nobody was ready to do that. They was kind of like, you know, you look at these guys, you're like, oh, that's just a piece of meat for me right there. I'm not going to pursue anything with him. And then it's like this one chick, she was like, oh, you know, we're dating and this and that, but, you know, you're pitching this and that, so I'm kind of scared. You know, I just got a divorce and da-da-da, you know. So she was kind of like scared to move forward. And I was like, I said, I like the way things are going with us right now. I didn't say I want to marry you right now. I just said I like the way the relationship is going. But then she got fearful and she started like talking about stuff, you know, like let it just let it flourish, let it just grow. And I was like, you put parameters on it, and it seems to be that this is as far as it's gonna go. And it may go to sex, but it ain't gonna be serious. And I don't want that right now. I said, and I was saying in my mind, okay, I'm booking a flight in August to go to Brazil. And it was like June, right? So I kind of stepped to all the women I was dating and all through. Like, nothing was getting serious. So I just like, fuck this, I'm going to Brazil, get me a wife, live my life, I hope she loves me and this and that, and whatever. And what was a trip was when I went, when they said I got the flight, I said, I'm brokered. All these women started all stepping out like, no, like, you know, like it was playing games to put me on the burner. But now it's like, well, who in Brazil will get white? I don't know what you're talking about. Because everything that you told me was that nothing was serious. But then all of a sudden they like, oh, we can work it out. We can do this. And I'm like, too late. I'm going to Brazil, but I'm going to come back with a way. So, take it somewhere else. And I was like, and my friends was like, oh, he's coming to America. You can't find no black woman. And I'm like, no, maybe I should find a white woman. So that's like, to me, if that's a black woman there, you say, I'm looking for a white woman. That's like, but I'm like, I'm going to find a Brazilian, and that's it. So I was hell bent on that. Not hell bent, I was just bent on that. And that's where I was my focus. So when I was down there, it was like, seeing which way the relationship would go. But then I got with two in a row with it. And my friend, who was the one that I had sex with the first time, the one that was crazy, he's like, Charles, you don't want none of these women just whatever in main area. You want somebody from the city where it's like good girls. And I said, I can introduce you to some good girls, but what you run into, like she said, I met your girl, and she ain't shit. I can tell you that right now. That was my first one. She was like, no, don't do it. Don't do nothing with that. She was like, I'll find you a good girl. And I was like, I'm only down here for a little while. He's like, oh. Now there was a nice girl who was actually, she was working at a hotel, and she was up north, like 2 hours away. And I told her, I'm going to go see how the relationship can go. But when I come back to Rio, I'd like to see you. But when I came back to Rio, I forgot about the whole situation. So the girl, when I got back to LA, I hit her up, and she was like, what happened? What happened last week? She was like, it was supposed to be before. You didn't call me. I was ready to go eat you, but, and so she was way progressive. Like, she was more down to earth. She was smart and with everything, and I was like, man, I hooked up with Marcelina, and I met this other girl, but I don't know what's going to happen with that. And then she kind of got turned off. And she was like, kind of pissed off. I took off for work for a week, and you didn't even call. I'm like, and what happened is cousin died months before I went down. Well, months before I went down, so I had to change my flight. So to go to his funeral, and then I had to change my flight. And so I didn't tell her. I kind of like, because everything happened so fast, I forgot to tell her. So my cousin died, I had to push everything back. So the week that I was supposed to be there, I totally forgot about it because I was with the other girl a week later. So I pushed everything back. So all the time actually overlapped. And I was like, sorry to hear that, I'm down here, sorry that you can't come. So I was just like, maybe that was the best day for me, but so I don't know. Maybe I was meant to be alone. You be thinking like, like right now, it's like, guess I was meant to be alone. I made mistakes, paying for them right now. So all I really wanted was just to have a kid, and get that over with, and get that out of my system. And when I was ready to chill out and have a kid, those women around me wanted kids. So I was like, oh. So when my wife came here, we was trying first year, and then she was telling me, I started on birth control. She kept saying, I'm late. She kept doing that, making me think I'm pregnant, but she wasn't. And I was like, okay, this is happening. Too consistent. And then the boy was like, maybe she's taking birth control pills. And I was like, it happened. Oh well, it is what it is. So I'm like, I wouldn't trip it anymore. I just kind of like, I started accepting the reality, you know. But anyway, that's my life. That was it. So anyway, what's going on with you, Kim? What you got going?
Not much. I'm just listening and I'm cleaning my office space and just getting rid of some things and organizing.
Right.
Just doing a couple of things, Charles, talking to you, creating NFT art, just moving about. You know, I've been running this scientific experiment, so I'm constantly.
What happened with Little Girl? He tripped out,
Yes, it didn't work out. It doesn't look like it's gonna work out, Charles. And to be honest with you, I've had a number of things to happen, and sometimes you don't know why things don't work out when and you might be thinking that you're supposed to be doing something, but it's bigger than you. That's kind of what it's come to. Like, she's going to have her value in its time, but I need to be where I'm at right now because I know I'm going through a major transition. And the more I think about it, just being able to live in somebody else's space, and it was just not going to probably end up working out in my favor. And plus, I have some things I have to take care of that's pending, and my attention would have definitely been divided. So I actually sent her a message yesterday, just checking in on her. The last time we talked, she was moving into her office space, so I guess she have to get things in perspective as well. You can't be out here getting customers and you don't have your system in place. And you know, I brought a lot of people that could use her services, but it wasn't. She had the idea, but she didn't have the foundation up yet. You know, and no, but I worked with her overnight. I started to train her to work overnight where we have less distractions, and I help her get her website together. I help her, she has the funding system. I help her to get her security and the stuff that she needed for all of for her to be able to do funding. So she had it. It just, the foundation, you know, like how right now you working on becoming a podcaster. I think you're gonna end up being a phenomenal speaker because you're gonna be able to throw in all your life stories and different arenas. That's why I want you to broaden your broaden your perspective a little bit. I think you could talk about relationships and not following your instinct versus following your instinct and what happens when you don't, and even using that with your relationships with what happened with your whole health thing, that you began to start to take charge of your own health care. You realize you were in a system that wasn't definitely beneficial to you, and you started advocating, and then you end up in this other hospital that you were able to get your kidney transplant much sooner than you thought. So I want you to broaden so you can have a lot of conversations. When you having conversations, you want to talk about the different areas that connects, like relationships in general. Right. And so that's why I love talking to you, because I want to give you ideas to help you to grow your brand and grow beyond just the fact that you want to talk about health and how we got that way, but a lot of that also have to do with the relationships, not only that we have with ourselves, with each other, and how even we can be hindrance to each other, right? I was talking to James yesterday, and I mentioned about my dad and how I was we were working on his health, but he would sneak over to my brother's house, and my brother be like, "Oh, you can have this rib, Papa, or you can have this piece of cake, Papa," and how we can even And then, so he was telling me how his family, you know, he vegan, and how his family will be sending him these plates with all this meat and stuff on it. And so we can cause harm to each other without even knowing it. You get what I'm saying? Oh, you said the same thing with your wife. She knew what your diet was, but will continue to put potatoes and things in your diet. As if is she trying to kill you, or she ain't listening? Right? You get what I'm saying? And in general, we don't look at it like that, but that's what we're doing. We're contributing to a person's death when we subscribe against what is probably best for them. You get what I'm saying, Charles?
Yeah. I know what you're saying. That's what went through my mind when she was doing it. I was like, "Are you trying to kill me? You keep bringing shit over here that you know I can't eat, and you know I gave a list, but I know you probably didn't read it because you didn't understand what the hell you get to English. You talk like you know stuff, but you don't." And I was kind of getting pissed.